Hi, hi, hi. Oops, here's Cheryl. Let her in. Hi, Della. Hi,
Hi,
Anne-Marie. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Susie. Hello, Dawn. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, Christy.
Hi. And here's Sandy coming on. Hi, Sandy. Hello. I think we'll have Cheryl in just a second. Um, oh, Cheryl's here. Sorry, didn't mean Cheryl. We are missing someone, aren't we?
Um,
Linda? Linda.
Indeed, Linda. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well,
And Elizabeth.
and Elizabeth, thank you. Yes,
Elizabeth.
yes, yes. Yep. Well, we'll give them a minute or so. Does anyone have a quick bird story, maybe wrapped into a gratitude that they want to share? Yeah, Cheryl, go for it.
Um, I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to hear Purple Finches earlier this week, and they were singing so beautifully. I wanted to see them, and I found that my path was blocked by fallen trees, and I went around, and then when I went the other route to where I was going, I saw hairy woodpeckers doing all kinds of wild and crazy behaviors, which was thrilling. And I saw it and heard it calling and knocking all at the same time. And it was a glorious sunny day. And I just felt like I saw everything I needed to see. And it's a good thing because when I went back to where I had heard the purple finches, they weren't there anymore. But that didn't matter because I know they'll be back. So I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, yay. Wow, what an adventure. I can just I'm like imagining you in there in the forest and like on your adventure and hearing this and hearing that and like basically it's like Alice in Wonderland sort of thing, like where you just sort of like follow the trail and yeah, that was beautiful, Cheryl. Thank you so much. That's a really nice way to get us started. Yeah. Is there one other gratitude anyone wants to share that they're
Oh,
holding
yeah.
on to? They'd like to, yeah, Della, please.
It just seems that each day is a new adventure and that there's something, you start out and you say, okay, I'm gonna go for a bird walk, juncos, sparrows, that kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, there's something extraordinary. And yesterday it was 7 snow geese. They were beautiful. And it was right at sunset, just before sunset, the lighting was perfect. And they were just beautiful on the golf course, of course.
Della,
And
that's, oh yeah, yeah, and
and in the process, I was able to observe some gulls at the same time. Matter of fact, my short-billed gulls, and they were so cute. They come down on the golf course and then they just run, and they run in one direction and they run in the other direction. And I don't know what it was like they were playing. I don't know what they were doing. And there were only two, but really, really fun to watch.
oh, how interesting. I don't think I've ever, okay, I'll try not to get geeked out on gulls right now, but I don't know if I've ever seen a gull run before. I think I've seen them like hop
Oh,
or skip, but to
oh,
imagine them running, like, I
running,
wonder if that's
yes.
unique to them. That's so interesting. How cool, Della.
Yeah.
Wow, yay. Well, thank you. Thank you both for getting us started, California girls. And both feeling grateful for life today. Wondering if anyone else is feeling grateful for birds and good things in their life right now today. Yes? Yes, yes. Great. So let's see, how many folks came with a win? Let's see, show of hands for some wins. One, two, three, four. Wow, wow. Good, good, good. All right. We got lots of wins. And how about questions? Anyone come with a question or a mystery that they want to share? I know there's some of you, yeah, Anne-Marie. Okay, great. And then in reading your responses, I feel like some of you have questions that you're working on, and maybe you just want to work on them by yourself, but feel free to bring some of those things here if you'd like. So if anyone wants to, offer or share one of their questions to the group, then go for it, because some of your questions are really interesting and some of the things you're pondering are really fascinating. And I hope everyone's able to, at least for a moment, at least skim everyone else's feedback and input. It's really interesting what everyone's diving into. Like, I just want to, like, yeah, literally like geek out with everybody and be like, what about this? And what about that? Blah, blah, blah. So thank you for posting it all. And okay, so let's start with Anne-Marie's question.
Okay, so the last couple weeks, I have a hawk that's been flying around our mountain, and it keeps calling. So he's not like trying to catch something because he's announcing himself. And he's up with the vultures, grabbing some thermals and just kind of letting everybody know I'm here. And my question is he just playing? Is he just enjoying spring? So I'm still watching him and trying to figure out. Sometimes the crows I'll hear, but they weren't chasing him. He was just doing his soar. But I've not heard him just, he was like saying, "Yoo, it's spring, I'm flying around." I didn't know they did that. I thought they tried to be more stealthy in case they were, hunting, but everybody in the neighborhood knows he's here. So.
Awesome. So this is a really, really good question. And this really, really good question is one that I think we're going to reserve for the
For
Masters
tomorrow.
group. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. So yeah, tomorrow. That's awesome.
Well, my
it's
mentor bird for this one was red-tailed hawk, so I'm studying him for
yes.
my module too.
Yes,
So
yes. That's great. That's great. I know it's hard for those of you doing the master's course. I know it's sort of hard to like draw the line between that, but that's where I come in. So if I feel like it's more just bird nerd related, then we'll save that for masters. And if it's more functional to the course kind of thing, then we'll have that for our questions for the boost.
Okay.
So, but that's a fun one for all of us to think about. So thanks for putting it out there anyway, Anne-Marie. We can remind me tomorrow. So let's go there tomorrow with that one. Okay, that's a cool one.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to hear if other people have seen that and what your experiences have been. So
Yeah, right on. Cool. Well, does anyone else have any questions regarding their projects or what you're working on and how things are going for you all? Susie's, I saw the almost hand going up, so now real. Okay, Susie, go for it.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, is this really related to my project? But I guess it is, sort of. So today I saw a bluebird, an eastern bluebird, and all of a sudden I thought, oh, why isn't that bluebird a warbler? So I don't know. I really don't know. Song. I don't know why it's not. Does anyone else know?
That's also a good master's question. So we're going to hold on to that one too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a good one. But I can see why you would want to bring that up related to the question about studying the warblers, But I think those are great things for the master. So I think we're going to have a really interesting conversation tomorrow night. I love it. Yes.
Well, I'm not
Do you
in
mind?
the Masters.
Are you going to be there, Susie, tomorrow?
Oh, I guess I can be. I don't know how to go. I don't know how to get on there.
Oh, are you on Facebook?
I think I still am. I tried to get off, but I don't.
That's great. Let me just write this down. I'm going to send you a link to
Okay.
the master session. It's a different link than that is here, but basically it's 7 o'clock tomorrow night, like same time that we're doing this one. Tomorrow night, it's just a different link, so it'd be the same thing. And we would love
Okay,
to have
thank
you to the
Thank you.
yeah, it's basically all of us plus a couple more people, Yeah. All right. Well, great folks. Let's hear your wins. Elizabeth, go for it.
I finished. I did it.
Oh my gosh. Like she finished the course.
I did it.
Oh my That's massive.
It's so exciting.
Are you
And
going to Disney World now?
oh, I wish.
Remember that thing? Like after people won the Super Bowl, they'd be like, "Where are you going now?" "I'm going to Disney World." Sorry, go
Um,
on.
and then I made little books. So this is a little book. This is my bird mentor for the whole course. And I took all of the pages I had made in my binder and I scanned them on my new fancy scanner printer thing. And I made it a tiny book. It's not
Will
really
you hold it
functional.
a little bit closer? Put it a little bit closer to your screen.
Yeah, see,
A little
there's my
closer,
bird.
closer, closer, closer. What?
So it's not super functional because all the writing is super small and it's hard to read. But you can then see my drawings and like my whole process. See, there's the wing on the back. And then I made one for all of my other bird allies because they all have a page also. This is actually the first one I did because I realized I had just the right number. So each bird has a tiny page. And this was so fun. I was like dancing up and down the hallway when I had the idea to do that. And then my daughter loved it so much that she wanted to do her own, but of course she had to first do like the page in big. So she came home and we wrote a couple of the pages and we made some blank pages. And I just have to tell you this one thing because she chose to do the kite. And so I listed out the different things, you know, the weight and the length and the wingspan and the name. And so she filled these things in after looking in the bird books. And then primary habitat, this was my favorite part. So for primary habitat for the kite, she wrote sky. So those are my wins for the week.
Yeah. You and your budding little naturalist, your ornithologist over there, man. That's awesome. Yeah, and Elizabeth, congratulations. What's it like 3 years and
Yeah.
this is incredible. Like what an accomplishment for you, you know?
Oh, here. This is her drawing. There it
Wow.
says sky.
Scott, that is so
It's my
great.
favorite part. I couldn't read it at first because I was not expecting sky, right? So I said, "Oh, where's their primary habitat?" And she's like, "Sky." And I'm like, I laughed, but I'm like, "You're totally right. I get it. Yes, good job."
That's awesome. Della, did you have a little? I saw you.
Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth, for posting it. And I printed it out and folded it up. And I think it's adorable. And what
Thank
a cool
you.
idea. Yes.
It's
This
so
would
fun.
be great for those notes that you want to take into the field, you know, the little
Yeah.
things that you want to remember, and nice and small and put in your pocket. Excellent. Thank you.
You're
How
welcome.
cool! How cool! I love
I had a
that.
lot of fun.
Well, big high five to you, Elizabeth. That's really an
Thank
accomplishment. Yeah, well done.
Yes,
Well done. You.
almost 3 years. I started with a birdsong class 3 years ago.
Well, I'm so glad you stuck with us.
Me too.
All right. Yay, Elizabeth. Linda, did you have, I forget who was next with their wins. Linda, Kelly, Cheryl? Dawn? Okay, Cheryl, go for it.
Okay, I finished module 4. 5, no, 5. And I am
Whoa!
on module 6.
Wait, hang on a second, just a minute. Just want to like say yay for you to finishing the first one. Yay! That's massive. Good job, good job. Yeah.
So I finished it before the end of this momentum boost. So yay. I'm going to fly through the rest of them.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. That's awesome, Cheryl. Awesome, awesome work. Good job. How did it feel?
Fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. I loved the behavior. I loved it. Every aspect of it was very exciting. It got me totally engrossed in observing everything the birds were doing, twitching, fluffing, everything. It was just superb.
Mm.
So I will continue to use that particular thing a lot when I'm sitting in the forest and paying attention to the birds. I will not just listen, I will not just look at what they look like, but what they're doing too, because it's so cool.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh, thanks for inspiring us all. That's awesome, Cheryl. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Yay for Cheryl. Woohoo! All right. Dawn, did you have a win? No? Susie? Okay.
Yeah, so this warbler guide that I've been using, yeah, every week I find something new in it that I didn't even notice before. And this week it was at I don't know if you can see right there. Right there, there's a one-liner. I'll read it to you, but I never even noticed it before. But it's a little one-liner. And for the ovenbird, it's teacher, 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 get the teacher out of the oven. And it has, in just that one-liner, it tells you what the bird's song is and something about the way its markings are. Or this one actually is where it nests and what the bird's name is. And then for the cerulean, it goes, after I climb the steps to the fashion show, my cerulean suit creates a buzz. And it tells you about how their song goes up and then at the end it buzzes. So all the ones that I've done, it's really helpful. I can close my eyes and actually see the bird in the spectrogram. But anyway, I just noticed it all of a sudden. What? That's been there the whole time, and I never even noticed it.
I love that you've been doing that, Susie, and that you've really been diving deep with the warblers, in particular in that guide, because that's a really dense guide. And I know I've looked through it a number of times, and like I feel like I can only receive so much information from that guide. Yeah, most all of us have it, right? But what you're picking out, I feel like you're helping all of us to see the things that we haven't seen or we might have ignored or looked beyond because you're going so, so, so deep with it. So I never even saw those lines either. So thank you so much for that. And just want to say like a big yay to Susie. Woo! Yeah, thank you. Thank you and yay. That's a really awesome discovery on your part. And I agree, like how it's really awesome that they're not only do they have the bird name in there in some way, but they also have what the song is doing, like how it's rising up and buzzing and like, yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right, Anne Marie, did you have a win?
Well, I'm progressing through module 6, and I think my birds look better than chickens this time. I was drawing more heads, so I had to do the warblers, so I'm getting there. They look a little bit better than my chicken the other time. So I was doing male and female, labeling all their field marks. So I'm getting better.
Those are excellent, Anne Marie. Yeah, big good, right, Dawn? The big yay. Anne Marie, oh my gosh. What do you feel like shifted for you? Because those are really incredible.
I think I'm just trying to look back. I remember when we were going over the size and thinking more about the head and the bill and all of those, and just really looking at it. I looked at a couple different pictures too, so that I could compare, and that seemed to help than rather just the one site. And practice is helping a lot. But I'm hoping to recognize some of these guys because I picked out the ones that would be more nesting maybe around here. So that I know I've seen the black and white at my house, so I'm looking forward to maybe some. It's like starting to get time, so
Yay. Is there just one last little thing? Is there any marking in particular from doing the drawings that stands out to you? You're like, ooh, I hadn't noticed that before. Like, that's a cool one, that really you remember it a lot?
well, I was the difference between the eye rings or the half arcs are really interesting. And then if the line goes through the supercilium, like the eyebrow mark, kind of like you put eyeshadow on, there's so many different ones of those, whether they extend. So I was like trying to keep those straight, and they're just so beautiful. That's the thing. I was like, if you just hold still, I can see it.
Yeah, but you know what you did in doing all of that by going so detailed with that, I feel like you and Susie should probably have a conversation. But what you did in that process of drawing them, just whether you remember exactly who has which marking doesn't matter as much as the fact that you now know what to look for, so that when you see a warbler, your eyes are going to be really quick. I'm looking for, like, what to look for, or whether or not you even know what to look for. When you see something, you'll make a note of it. You'll be like, oh, that's an eye arc. That's not an eye ring. That's a supercilium. That was this over here. Like you'll pick those pieces up because you know that there are things to look for now. Yeah. Yeah.
That was
Well
exciting.
done. Yeah. Elizabeth, you had a thing. Yeah, go for it.
That reminds me, what you just said, that reminds me of the experience I had with the Mystery A Accipiter, where I this past week, where I could see immediately what bird family it was in. And I remember all that work I had done with raptors of my region. And so I thought I was looking at the chest, I was looking at the head color, I was looking at all of those things, and my brain took them in so quick. I didn't have to think about what to think about. My brain
Yeah. Yeah.
absorbed it all. And then when I got home, I could confirm, or actually in my case say, oh no, it wasn't what I first guessed, because the stripes are going the wrong direction. But like, I wouldn't have in the past, and before all that detailed like field marking stuff with raptors, not warblers, but raptors, but like I wouldn't have even known what to look for.
Yeah. 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 Awesome. Awesome, Elizabeth. Yeah. Thank you both. That's so great. Nice job, Anne-Marie. Yay, Anne-Marie. All right, Miss Della, did you have a win for us? I don't remember if you raised your hand or not.
Yes, well, I will say that working on gulls, I was wondering if I was going to come to a point when I thought I really appreciated a gull. That point where you say, this is a fascinating bird, because I hadn't quite gotten there yet. And this week, hands down, it's the Heermann's gull. The Heermann's gull is so beautiful, and it is so unique and so persistent. And it's just got a beautiful story, which I won't tell you right now. But now I'm in love with Heermann's gulls. Yeah.
I love hearing that, Della. I so love. And for folks who didn't get a chance to, actually, how many people got a chance to read Della's story in the on the Google Sheet? Not everybody? No, it's okay if you didn't. Will you just tell it really quick, Della, about where you went to?
Oh, sure. Yeah. It turns out that the Heermann's gull breeds primarily 95% in Isla Rosa, in the Sea of Cortez, down in Mexico. And the only other breeding colony right now is in Seaside, California, which is the next town from Monterey, where I live. And they first it was first discovered in 1999 that they actually were nesting, and they had their first fledglings, and it was like 6 or 8, I forget. And then since then, they've been very persistent. They will nest on top of this building or that building. And of course, then the people don't want the gulls on top of their business. So they put up netting and, things like that. And they just move to a different one. And right now they're on a vacant warehouse next to a brewery. The Other Brothers Brewery. And so on Saturday, my husband and I went to the brewery for a beer. and And we wanted to see, you know, if there were any Heermann's gulls and if they were starting to nest or anything. And I only saw one, and it did fly from the vacant building to the brewery. So we don't know where it'll be. Anyway, the brewery is very good about this. They are supporting the gulls, and they even named one of their beers the Heermann's Lager.
I love that so much.
So, you know, you've got the people who don't, the businesses don't want the gulls on top, and then they're just embracing it. They're just saying, hey, the gulls are here, they're ours.
Yeah,
And
and what a cool opportunity for education, for teaching people about it, like a story, like why is this going on the beer? You know, what's the deal with that? And like, yeah, that's so cool, Della. I love that.
yeah,
Well done, Della.
thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you.
yeah, thanks for
Thank
going on the adventure too. Good job. Woo! All right, did I miss any wins? I missed one, so if I did, just raise your hand. Feel free to shout it out. No, no, no. Okay. Anyone have anything they want to share or offer before we shift over to our next matter of business? No? Okay. I don't remember, just as an aside, do you guys get reminders about the master Zoom? I don't do reminders for that, I don't think, right? Just the bird sit. Okay. I'm shifting over my email provider from one company to another, and there's some like, little bumps in the road, okay, during the transition. So I wanted to make sure that that wasn't one of the things, because it might not come out. So you all know when to show up and where to go. Other than Susie, I will make sure you figure that out. And so yeah, so great. Okay, no worries. Then let's get ready for our next step tonight. So we're at week 7 now. We're starting, no, week 6. Hold on. It is week 7, isn't it? Let me just get over to my sheet. I know I looked at that this morning. Yeah, we're on week 7 right now. So we've got this week and then next week, and then we're done with our boost. And we also had the celebration night, don't forget. We'll come back together for a celebration and a big yay for everybody. So anyway, just think about that. Well done. Look at how far you all have come. And just a good time again. I think a lot of you have been looking at your vision board just to see if you might need to reassess any of your goals for the next 2 weeks. I know I do. I still have to figure out my last week's goal. Thank you, Della, for goal. I go with goals. My last week's goal and intention. So yeah, I still have some work to do on that, but let's begin by all of us opening up that document and reading your inspired vision and then your feeling statement. And let's take the next 30 to dive into our project for the week, and I'll let you know when we're done. Does that sound good? Okay. Let me get back to here. Go team. think I told you all that I'm trying to teach the mockingbird outside of where I work, the black-capped chickadee song, and also and the other day he did he was like, and I was like, oh, he's doing it. It's so cool. Yeah. Alrighty. Just take your last couple minutes and wrap it up for the moment anyway. All right, and just a show of hands, does anyone have anything they want to share from their exploration in the last 30 minutes? Any discoveries? I've got one. Okay, Anne-Marie, great. Well, I can start. Just see if I can. I'm not sure. I don't know if all birds have this, and it's just more obvious in the turns, and also because I'm drawing them. But hold it in front of my face. Oh, I can, and I'll show it. So there I'll go. Oh, here. Okay. So you see how the turn face. Oh yeah. I don't know why. There. See that line from the mouth? How it goes like really far back? I never noticed that in other birds, and I'm not sure if it's just with the turns, but every time I've drawn a turn, I'm like, wow, that line just keeps going. And I don't know like why or what it is. And like it does look like I see a picture of one of their bills open. So maybe that they just, because they open their bills so wide, it's like it goes so far back. But that's just a really simple thing that stood out to me from drawing the turns, is like, draw their face. And I'm like, oh, there's just a little line. And then I'm like, oh, no, it keeps going like pretty far back there. So there was just a simple, like one of those like little simple things that I noticed because of the drawing of them, and it just got me curious of like, what is that? Like, why is it so long? And do other birds do that? Anyone else ever notice that with like other birds, or is it just the terns? You think maybe gulls? I don't know if the gulls do.
Gulls.
Gulls
Yes.
have long ones too. Okay, yeah, I was
Some
thinking.
gulls have a frown. It's like their gape goes back,
Uh-huh.
and it looks like they're frowning. The California gull and the kittiwake.
Ah, the kittiwake. Okay. That's cool. Which I learned that the kittiwake is actually the most common gull in the world, but I've never seen one, and I don't even think I heard of one until I was really, I mean, I've heard of it, but I never really focused too much on it. But I think across the world, the kittiwake is the most common gull. I don't know if it means common or most numerous. It's the most numerous. That's what it is. It's the most numerous gull. Like there's the highest number of kittiwakes. Like for all gulls, the kittiwake is like there's more of them than any other gull, according to someone, from what I remember learning. It's such a cool name too.
It is.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten to see one, but that's my little discovery. Anyone else? Anne-Marie, you had one you wanted to share.
Well, I'm supposed to be getting out to observe duckbills, which I saw 2 diving ducks way on the other side of the lake I went to see this weekend, which wasn't helping me out very much because I wasn't making out their bill. But I did note that they were diving. So I saw the behavior, and, I was like, okay, they can only be certain ones in this area. But if I don't hurry up, they're almost all going to be gone. So I was like, I have to quick, unless I just want to draw mallards and maybe the American black duck. I won't see them again till winter, so I have to see where I can ASAP hurry up on it. So I did see mallards, so here's my mallard.
Yeah, right on. That's great. Well, maybe you and Elizabeth should have a chat, because Elizabeth had an adventure trying to find ducks at the right time of year as well.
Callie, oh my gosh, ducks.
Yeah.
I just drew mallards because it was the fall. It was the first momentum boost, and I waited and waited until the ducks came, and the mallards were the first ones back. So I drew mallards.
Yep, she improvised. That was good. It
But
was
more
good.
ducks did come. It took a little while, but I mean, you're in the hurry up and do it quick, and I was in the wait until they get here and hurry up and do the first ones that got here. So opposite ends of the season.
Yeah.
Yes, so and it's getting warmer. Today was like 62 here in Maryland. So the bluebirds are singing and going in and out of their house. I'm like, uh-oh, the insects are flying around. Gonna be gone.
I know. Did anyone ever think that they'd be like sad or like having like anxious that like ducks were leaving? You know, I think that's when you know you're a bird nerd is when you're like, no, the ducks are leaving. You know?
No, not the ducks.
No, stay around, stay around. Not
Well,
that there's anything wrong with ducks. It's just that, like,
I
you
think
know,
Chris,
I think it takes something for someone either being a hunter or someone to really, really love birds or having a particular affinity toward ducks. What were you saying, Elizabeth?
I was just gonna say, I don't think that, but before now, this past year or two, like I don't think I realized exactly how seasonal
Hmm.
ducks are in many places in the world. I just
Mhm.
thought they were always there.
Right. Because some of them are, like the mallard, for instance, it's just kind of like always there, Some
Well,
ducks,
actually,
yeah,
where I live now, they're not. They go
Oh,
back up to the mountains. Like, so when I first started that duck one, there were no ducks. Like, there were no mallards either. I had to
wow.
wait for the mallards.
It was a hard one lesson there. Yeah. All right. Well, good job, Anne Marie. Thanks for sharing that little bit of information.
Yay, Anne Marie.
Anne Marie. Anyone else want to share their discovery from our work study session? No revelations tonight? No, that's okay. Fantastic. Well, we are moving through. Yeah, Della, please.
Yeah, well, I will say that I'm working on the kitty wake. Actually, it was last week. You have to be kind of opportunistic. I saw the short-billed gulls. They're not until next week, but I saw them this week. So you kind of go with, what you see. But the kitty wake is interesting, and I have seen it. And I have an interesting story about it. It landed on a rock. Between the parking lot and looking out toward the ocean, and it appeared to be oiled. Yeah. So it was the only one I've ever seen up close like that. And then I realized that they're mostly pelagic. They're going to be at sea. So unless you go out on a boat, or unless, you're really not going to see them. So the only other time I've seen a kitty wake was at the Sea Watch. And they're at a distance, they're a mile out there. So you don't get a good look at them. And then the other time was in Glacier Bay, Alaska. And there you would see them. But in any case, what I learned, I didn't really realize that they were totally pelagic. And now I understand why we don't see them too often. And then the other thing is that they're a lot like a tern. They plunge dive. So that's kind of interesting. I thought that was really interesting too. I did not know what Christy told us, that they're the most numerous of all the gulls. I didn't know that in the world.
I think it was something, I think when I was trying to figure out which gulls to choose for my project, I'm pretty sure it was something I read on Birds of the World, maybe.
Yeah.
Either that or in Crossley's Guide. I can't remember right now, but I was like, just because it's such a cool name, I was like, I want to study the kitty wake. And I was like, oh, come on. Like, are they going to be near me? And I think that's what you said, where like they're pelagic. And I was like, well, I probably won't get much of a chance to go out to sea, so I probably shouldn't. But anyway, I went down that path of researching them. But just to clarify, Della, when you say oil, do you mean like physically, like they have oil, it had oil on it, or is that like a term
Yes,
for something?
I sketched it and tried to capture the oil. I don't know if you can see that. Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think
Yeah.
that's why maybe you saw it, why it was inland, because it was oil?
Yes. And at the, that was, see, you have to be opportunistic. I took that picture, I saw that in March the 5th in 2023. So just about this time last year. But because I'm not gonna see a kittiwake, probably, I went back to my photographic archives and then used that for my assignment. But yes, I looked around at the time. I looked at all the other birds in the area, all the gulls that were there to see if anything else was oiled, and I did not see it. And I reported it to the SPCA.
Awesome.
But the bird flew away. So it just landed for a few seconds. I snapped a picture, one picture, and it was gone.
Mm.
So I don't know, you know, it had quite a lot of oil on it here and around its mouth. It could have gotten, I asked a few people, it could have gotten into oil from a boat, maybe in the marina or maybe out at sea.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, and that's a good reminder for all of us that when, it's one of those funny things about bird lovers, when there's a bird that's sort of not supposed to be in an area and it's like, oh my gosh, everyone, it's so cool, this bird's here. And it's just like, why is it here?
Wow.
Like for the sake of the bird, I often wonder, like, is it really, I know we're all excited about it, but like, is it really a good thing? And that's a really good thing to think about, that like this pelagic bird being inland, there's a reason for that, and the fact it's like so cool to see it, but then also like, why would it have come to shore? That's so interesting, Della. Yeah, that and the fact that you even noticed it, but if you hadn't been studying gulls at the time and that you noticed, like, to me, I don't know, maybe it looks oil, maybe it was pretty obvious, but I might have just thought that was just a marking or something like that.
It's one of those cases where I was studying black oyster catchers and I was documenting the other gulls that were in the other birds that were in the area, and keeping an eBird list that was forcing me to look at each bird and try to identify it. So if I hadn't been doing that, I would not have noticed it. So yay, eBird.
Yay, bird. Yay, Della. Yeah. Yeah, good work. Good work. All right. Anyone else? Discoveries? Not so much. The last thing I'll say, I mentioned this in my little report, but that I'm not going to be able to see the common tern. That was the bird I was supposed to study last week. And I even looked this week. I was like, maybe someone saw one somewhere nearby, and the closest that they are right now is Florida. So it's still possible that I'll see them before March, but likely not. And but then I just remember, I can't believe I had forgotten this, but that I studied them when I was in college. They were one of the birds on the Great Gull Island that we were studying. It was the common and the roseate terns. And I was with thousands of them. There's like 14,000 terns out there. And now there's like something like 20 something thousand. But when I was there, it was like 14,000. And yeah, they were like, they're part of my brain, that sound. There was just like the thousands of terns talking all day long on this little island. Like, it gets into your body. So it was kind of cool because I was a little sad. I was like, oh, darn, I picked a bird that I'm not going to get to see or get to know. And I was like, hang on, like, there's a part of me that does know it, like this old part of me that has this relationship and connection with them that I can call upon, and maybe learn some new things now from the books and whatever. So I focused most of my time on like research this time versus like getting in the field and stuff. So I was able to improvise, but yeah, it was a kind of like a cool memory. Like, wait a minute, I know you. All right, peoples. Well, good job to all of us. Well done, team. And reach out, please. Again, like, post your questions if anyone's got some rough stuff. I know, Sandy, you were saying it was slow going for you this week, and I just want you to know we're here for you. So please post your questions or whatever, and maybe you can get the group mind to help you figure some stuff out if you need that. I know sometimes working on projects like a book, it really is nice to just do your own thing. So, but just know that we're here. And yeah, keep sharing, everybody. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Yeah. All right, go team. Good job, everybody.
Thank you.
Great dreams.
Thank you.